What's up? It is Vajano.
And it is your favorite dime.
That's Dime with a Y, not a I.
Okay, you better tell them.
And if it's Monday.
You already know that you are tuned in to Making Moguels.
And this is the place where you either win with us or you watch us win.
That is a fact.
All right. So today, it is November 7th.
Is it?
Happy November.
I never know what day.
I know. The last time we was here was Halloween, though.
Yeah, facts.
So.
Good point.
It felt like a long time since
right.
Then. A lot of things have happened. The world's gone crazy 3 million times.
Man.
And we here. We survived. We made another week.
Of course.
That means it's another chance to get somewhere. It's another chance to get some progress going, get on your goals. And so that's why we're here.
The weather has been cooperating.
I don't know if you call that cooperating. I'm not happy for the weather, yeah. But it's 70 degrees in November cooperating? I can't really call it that. Like,
listen, I will take it.
I'm happy for it. It's giving me existential dread because, like, every time I enjoy this weather, I'm like, oh, we're all going to be underwater in 15 years. But
oh, my God.
I'm enjoying it, you know.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I saw a post today, like, while I was on the train, and it said that, you know, your kid is like, oh, I can't wait to grow up, or oh, I want to be this when I grow up. And he's just like, it's 75 degrees in November. I hate to break it to you, baby, but
yeah, they ain't got much time.
I'm like, dang, don't say that.
Yeah, yep.
But yes, so we are here. You are tuned in to Making Moguels on Xtreme 104 FM. And I'm very excited because there's so many things going on today. And there's so much great energy in the room. I swear I was half asleep when I walked in here. But
turn the way up.
But so much has changed in the last like 30 minutes. I love it. I love it. So first, before we introduce our guests, before we get into our show, before all of the things, I just want to make a very special announcement that we have a wonderful new co-host.
Hey.
And her name is Empress. Are we going with Empress on the show?
We going with Empress. Empress is the brand. Empress is the personality. Honey, Chalet is intertwined.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we on Making Moguels with the gods and the goddesses. You feel me?
Yes.
That's a fact.
It's the tag team. It's like, you know, Powerpuff Girls, and you feel me? DJs, Mojo, JoJo, you feel what I'm saying?
There you go. I love that. And, you know, everybody doesn't know, but, like, you know, there's a lot of things going on in Dom's world, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be taking a little hiatus for a couple of months. I'll be here. I'll be around. I'll be in the back. But I think that we picked, especially looking at our catalog of guests that we've had since the beginning of the year, because we did launch in like January, and we've been very consistent since then. So I love that. But looking at the catalog of guests that we came with this year, and you know, their accolades, the things that they're doing, their energy, and just their progress overall and where they're going, I think we made a great choice.
I think we made an amazing choice.
Yeah. Damn, I'm reflected with the winners, baby.
So I'm very excited. She's today we making it happen. So oh, thank you for sharing the link, VJ. Yeah. I was trying to do that before we got here, but
it wouldn't work.
It just never happened.
Yeah, you can't see it until it goes live.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so a lot of things are happening. We do have a guest today, and actually I'd like to introduce the guest and then jump into our small wins.
Okay.
So we have first of all, in front of me, I have a guest that when I looked at her bio, it was a very long bio.
Thank you. I'm trying. Give effort.
When I looked at her bio, the first thing that I could think was consistency. There's so many things on your bio, and can't touch all of them in an hour, but we're gonna make this very impactful conversation. But we have the wonderful, beautiful Vero G.
Thank you.
Up in the building.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you. Manifestation. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, it's great. It's great to have you. She walked in, and when I'm telling you, like, this energy today is amazing. She walked in and just, like, brought this whole bright light with her. So
thanks.
Thank you.
You ready?
And it's crazy.
Right.
True story. I didn't even know your name, and I just said Empress.
Yes,
crazy.
you did.
True story.
Yeah, I thought you knew her.
I was like, my powers are working. True story. I'm like,
she's like, oh, she knew before the announcement. But yes, so everybody that listens to the show, even if you don't listen to the show and this is your very first time, welcome. We always start our show with the small wins. So we all know that, you know, a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs, business owners, creatives, visionaries, people that are striving for something to be something great. If they're not already something great, but you're all great. But we put, as a community overall, we put a lot of attention on our big wins, all of our accomplishments, our achievements, the great things that we do, but we do not spend enough time celebrating our small wins.
No, that's a fact.
Yes. So we started the show with this, right? Yeah. I don't think we implemented it later on. Like, this was a thing that we were doing from the very beginning.
From episode 2, because the first
That's
one,
crazy.
Yeah, the first one was when we went live.
Yeah,
with everybody, and I think we started it from.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's almost 52 weeks of small wins.
Oh man, look at it.
That's
you know
powerful.
what?
5 plus 2.
Wow.
Divine number
That's
is 7.
divine,
That's
yeah.
Man, ancestors talking. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay. I don't know nothing about numerology, but I believe her. Whatever that means, it's great things. I already know it. So VJ, you want to start us off?
My small win got nothing to do with nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
But this year, I promised myself that I was gonna get back into my passion, like really, because that's why I do this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so my small win is I completed my first MotoGP season as a fan, and I watched every single race. And the season ended this Sunday, but I couldn't watch it on Sunday, so I watched it this morning, and I was very happy to watch an entire season. I got to learn so much about like the system that I want to one day take over.
Yep.
And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful, crazy season. The race had the drama, as they always like to say, and it was electrifying, and it was really fun. And I'm sad that it's over, but I was happy that I got to like actually pay attention to it. I actually got to like, you know, really learn, like really understand like the sport that I like love so much. So yeah, that's my small win.
That's a big one.
I love that. Yeah, that is a big one. Making time for your passion is extremely important, especially when you don't do it often.
Because you know my ass don't watch nothing.
Yeah, I underestimate that. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I watch a lot of TV now.
I
I watch way more TV than I read, and that's bad. But
I need to read more.
Right.
I live in a house full of book nerds, and I keep getting new books, and then I'm like, I'm gonna read you next.
Yo, I have like 4 books sitting on. I have this like small nightstand thing in my. Well, it's a file cabinet, but I call it a nightstand. It has like 4 books on it. One's on manifestation, the one that you and Bree gave me. Think and Grow Rich.
that's a big one. Come on, Wayne.
A book that I can't really say on air what it is. No, it's not a spicy book.
Okay. I was like, whoa, okay.
No, it's not a spicy book. It is in a Bible.
Oh.
And I have not touched any of them. But my small win for this past week, I'll say, is that I'm doing a lot better on balancing my interactions for each of my businesses, because that's been kind of a challenge. I do so many things, and I cut 2 of the businesses off so I could focus on this and my studio. And just like bringing everything together and kind of like laser focusing on certain things has been a little bit complicated. A lot of brain fog right now. Not as clearly focused as I usually am. But in this past week, I've definitely done a lot better with like reaching out to VJ about the show and making sure certain things are lined up, making sure that, you know, Empress was ready to go for the most part, reaching out to clients that have the studio booked, and just like making my own flow of things. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I needed that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Big one.
Awesome.
That's going to be my small one for next week because I got to do that again this week. I got to get back into the flow. So
Yes.
I feel you on that.
Get her done.
Oh, yeah.
Empress?
My big win has been, you said a big word, consistency. I've been working on like really healing my inner child. And I had like a little meltdown the other day, and I remember like my inner child was like, what are you doing? We've grown past this. And I was like, I woke up the next day and I had to laugh about it, and I was like, I'm so past that tantrum like person, you know. And like that was just recognizing that, like, you know, sometimes we don't recognize when we are like reverting back to old ways. And like I checked it and it was like, all right, we really done. That's going to the grave.
Right.
And I've been consistent with reading my book. So I'm reading this book, Setting the Table. Danny Meyer is like completely fire. My dream goal is basically teaches you what hospitality is and how he became the hospitality king. And hospitality is basically energy, and I'm so big on energy. I met him and he signed my book and he was like, you're the queen of hospitality, basically. And since then, like now working in the restaurant, like from being the restaurant to now working in a restaurant to develop my skill, it's like I've definitely been learning to implement what I know, but I'm doing everything with grace. Like I've been giving myself so much grace in life. And I feel like that's so underestimated. Like we don't value giving ourselves grace a lot. Like that self-love we give to everybody else, we don't really pour into ourselves. And I've really been refilling my cup. So like that's a small win. Big wins, be around big wins. Like, you know, I'm grateful. Like,
yes. Nice.
and I've been jumping out the comfort zone. I'm not gonna front.
Okay.
Like,
You know.
when I seen Dom looking for a co-host, I was like, I'm scared as hell. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write this. I'm
I
not
had to be scared because I was like, she gonna answer me? Or?
DJ, I'm like, you know, sometimes when you start stuff, the doubt sort of kind of gets like, you like, am I even ready for this? And I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this wholeheartedly. They are reflections that I need to be around. I need to grow like this. And I was like, all right, we're doing this. All right, it's first time on the radio. All right, we're doing this. All right.
Got it.
Small win, big win.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I love it. Vero?
Oh man. I'll add it to the interview, but I'll just say, just today, actually, I'll announce it here. Just did a recent music video with a beautiful young lady, artist named Imaj, and we just thank you, and we just did a song called Live.
Nice.
And I'm gonna talk more about it in the show, but just very briefly, it's about mental health awareness. And
Love that.
That's
thank you.
dope.
And you know how we kind of told our own stories of fighting with mental health and everything else.
Right.
And we just hit 1K today, over 1K.
Yes.
And we just did the song within like the last week of I think around Halloween or so. So we just within 6-7 days, it's already went over 1K.
That's amazing.
So these are just small. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you. I'm trying.
Come on, it's us before the
Not trying,
Grammys on
you
Making
doing.
Love.
I'm trying.
You are not trying.
You doing.
doing.
Fact.
Thank-
Fact.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that. Look at us.
Millionaires in the making.
Okay.
Yes, that's better speak.
I love it. So let's just jump straight into it. So, like I said, bio is long. So we like to, we like to redirect in a certain way. Our show is solely based off of what can people learn from your journey.
Yes.
And how can it help them grow, you know, if they're in the same lanes that you are in, or if they're looking to get into that lane, or even if they take something from the conversation that helps them. We've done our job.
I like that.
Yes.
That's cool.
So, as I understand it, you are a wearer of many hats.
Wearer of many hats.
Too many, I think, sometimes. I don't know which day is it. How my days, you know?
And it's interesting because when I met you, you were a singer.
Yeah.
Like,
a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, oh my God.
She performed at the Underground Concert Series like years ago.
I remember the beginnings. Yes, I remember that.
Mad long ago. Like, I think we were still at Locks Lounge. That's how
wow.
far. That's how far back it was. Like,
that's a long time ago.
Yeah. And since then, I've seen you grow and blossom and take your craft, not only to take your craft into other spaces, but you developed a magazine and you started doing your own radio and you started doing your own shows and you really just became the platform, you know? And so, like, to see you evolve and grow has been a beautiful journey.
Thank you.
And so that's why when I was like, nah, we definitely gonna have to have her on the show, like, you know?
Thank you, guys. I'm not gonna make me cry. Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you.
That's super dope. So I guess we can start in the beginning so that we can get to the transition. How did you get into music and becoming a singer? Like, what do you feel like from your environment you pulled from to create yourself as an artist?
Yeah, definitely. So it all starts being, of course, Latina and being born and raised on the Lower East Side. Those are the that it's like East Village, downtown Manhattan, pretty much. And it's a mix of diversity I love about it. So I embrace that, you know, with my culture and seeing the neighborhood and seeing how it's kind of have changed a little bit. But I embrace that into who I am today as a person, you know, as an artist. At the very young age of 7 years old, I saw a calling in my music, and I said there's something there. I had to work on that craft. So down the line, you know, going to junior high school 22, going to school choir for a little while, it was a great experience. You know, I got to learn some things about that, working with other people, and then, you know, I had the opportunity later on in life as an adult to work with Al Sharpton for the Change Choir.
Wow,
like that was years ago. Yeah, that was thank you. I tried.
That's crazy.
Thank you guys, thank you. And it was a great experience. I learned a lot from it, but I had to move on because I went to college back in that time, so it was a lot working on with that. But I continue on my, you know, my craft, my music, and going to showcases, as he mentioned, and open mics, and I never stopped believing in my dream. I said, you know, I want to be kind of that person to uplift people and inspire them to know, you know. And I have a story quickly, if I could add.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, prior to, you know, now who I am today, it took a long struggle and a long journey. And one of my amazing friends here in the room right now, his name is Gemini Sachs. He's one of my team players, and a big shout out to him. And Jam Primary, he's in the house. But they really helped me build what I am today. But prior to that, my story, how I became who I am today, being, you know, domestic violence survivor, being a rape victim, you know, going through being homeless years ago and pregnant, and going through all these obstacles and being in the foster care system. It really mold me and realize if I haven't given up during those times and wanted to end my life, I'm here for a reason.
Fact.
Yeah.
And I want people, if like you said today, if they could leave out of this whole conversation something, is the reason why I have provided these platforms now, the reason why I still am consistent with my music after all these years of those doubts, people that told me I would never achieve anything.
Got a story to tell.
Yes.
Gangsta.
Definitely. And I felt like if I'm here in this world for this reason, I want people to know you could achieve anything in this life, no matter what you've gone through. I went through worse. There were times I almost got killed from the hands of my abuser. You know, there was last year I almost exit out. But I'm here. I want to be a walking testimony to people to know that don't give up. Thank you. Don't give up on your dreams. If I went through all these ordeals and I'm still here trying to struggle my own personal life and my own personal demons, but I'm here every day to fight not only for myself, for other people like yourselves, and to give the opportunities for others to know that people do care. Then I did my justice well, and my music resonates with that, with my own personal triumphs, my personal downfalls. And I want people to know that we are all here for a reason. We have a gift. We just got to utilize it the correct way and show people that God does exist and He is here for us. I'm sorry to get emotional.
Now you good.
That's a fact, and people need to hear it.
Yeah,
people definitely need to hear it because, you know, there are other young women and even young men out there that are going through things that can relate to you, and they don't. I find that when you're going through something, there's a lot of times that you feel like you're the only one.
So true.
And you're not, and you're not alone. And as long as you can surround yourself with people like, Gemini Stacks.
Just give me a cheap plug.
Right, facts.
I'm here with building.
As long as you can surround yourself with people that believe in you as well, like, you got it. So I definitely appreciate that sentiment.
No problem.
For a fact.
No problem.
That's a fact.
Ooh, sorry.
Now you
That's
good.
okay.
You good. Sometimes we don't understand that, our seeds are planted through our trauma, and we water it with our talents and our gifts. So your singing was a part of your healing process.
Yeah.
So you showing your gifts constantly is just putting you in the light of reflections around you. Like, we making moguls, baby.
Beautiful. Oh my God, thank you.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about right now. Thank you.
But yeah, so going through all that you have gone through, what do you feel is that motivating factor that keeps you going?
Going through those trials and those situations during those times even till now, I feel family definitely helped me a lot during those situations even till now. Like my small circle of friends, as my team, and also my biggest support, I think, is God.
Yeah.
He really pulled me through those darkest times, and I felt like now I'm his vessel. I'm who he is to give out. We do a back to school every year. Gemini knows we do it. We just did a third annual one this year. Excuse my language. The double tried to win, but it didn't happen. They tried to shut it down, the cops. But it's okay because we kept going. We kept going. Okay. And to see the smiles on those kids' faces, and I'm not a rich woman. I'm struggling myself. Right. I'm like, listen, I live in a project. I'm being honest, okay? I'll keep it real. So, I felt like, but giving back, that's the key. Yeah. Giving back. Sometimes you'll sacrifice your own needs and make sure others are okay. And giving back to the kids and giving back to the artists and giving out to anybody. And you see them come back later on in a couple of years and they progress, and you see them getting label signs and all these things. You're like, wow, I kind of gave them that little push that they needed. Or I see these kids that I knew came out the first time we did the back to school event. 2 years later, I remember you. Like, those little moments, it really make me why we keep doing this every year, and we keep pushing, and we want people to know, don't ever give up. That's the goal, purpose, what we do, Yeah.
Nice. I love that.
Thank you. She's about to cry. I see she's like, hold on. holding it in.
Nah, I love that because, like, community is everything. We are nothing without community.
Yes.
And, like, I met Dom 2.5 years ago.
Aww.
And, like, literally the memory came up, like, a couple days ago. And I'm like, yo, life come full circle. Then I see the thing on Facebook, like, I'm looking for calls. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Not a coincidence.
And I met her through community. I ran into Mama Nita Folks, her sister, on the train, and I freestyled for her. And she said, I have someone for you to meet. And she was like, you have to meet my sister. You just have to. And she was doing a fashion show thing at the time, and she was like, you have to. And she got this young one. I think you really relate to her. And I remember, like, Dom sitting on the podium thing with Miss Nita Folks, and Miss Nita Folks was like, yeah, not too much curses. I like your swag. And the Dom asked questions my first time ever, like, feeling like I got interviewed. And I'm like, this is, life comes full circle. And you never know who you're going to know. And
you never know.
Like, for real, like, this is millionaires in the making. And it's just like, that's why you have to be kind and show love to everybody, because you never know who you speaking to. Like,
right.
Meant to that.
Gangsta.
That's
like,
a fact.
so.
And also, just a step further, you not even know who you speaking to. Like, that builds your character.
Yes.
And a lot of people like to do it from the space of, talk to the say, like, you never know who's gonna give you the opportunity, and that is true. Don't get me wrong, that is true. But you gotta do it for you. Like you gotta be that person, no matter who you're talking to. Like even if you're talking to no one, you know, like you really gotta build that character of yourself, of being like, yo, I want to be this good person. I want to be this kind person, because karma recognizes who you are on the inside, no matter who you pretend to be on the outside. Like karma knows who you are, then it knows the darkness or the light in your soul, and it will feed you regardless of how you pretend in this world, you know. And so like I really resonate with what you're saying, and I wanted to like tap into that, because a lot of people like to be like, oh, you know, when I get into a room, I'm gonna start, you know, networking and know who's who, and it's
always
like, bro,
be the room.
Yeah, you are the room. Like you really are the room, and you have to act like that. Like
King is magical over there.
Yeah,
He's picking it up. He's like, go ahead.
He like, I'm waiting for the lighter. Let me.
Let's lit it up, baby. Lit it up now.
oh man.
Oh god.
you are the room. I love that.
I love it. I love it. I love
What?
it.
We gotta put that on a shirt. Let me write it down.
Facts. So I do want to ask you.
Yes.
You became an artist.
Yes.
You started performing, and then what inspired you to take the focus on your music and your creativity and turn it outward and become the platform? Like what inspired you to take that direction?
Definitely. So I would say I have to give credit what's credit's due, right? So I was, before, you know, like I said, I was still doing my artistry, still going to showcases, you know, doing open mics and that sorts. And during that time, I was, prior to the manager I have now in management, I was doing like hosting other TV shows as a host, and, you know, the modeling talk, and then other people as well with different stations. And eventually one day, I always say things happen for a reason. And I came across a guy who's now my manager, and I guess he had like a little crush on me or something like that. He saw me on TV. I was like, I don't still believe that story, but eventually he saw me and he's like, oh, I want to contact her. He found me on Facebook. I was about to delete him. I was like, I don't know these people. Yeah. Hold on, or, you know, I don't know. So eventually I was like, you know what? Someone told me, hit him up. So we spoke in that sort, and we met through another show he produced. And from that point on, that chemistry was there. And we talked, and he was like, yo, you know, you do a lot. You do music. And I was like, yeah, cool. He's like, why don't we do something together as a collaboration and have our own TV platform for artists, and, you know, get the ball going. So we did a pilot, you know, the first one. It's just called Vero Spotlight TV show. Nice. And can I knock? I know the noise, but I got to knock here.
Go ahead.
All right. No, nobody's in the door, okay? 4 years strong, people, as we speak this year. Nice. The Vero Spotlight TV show has been still running at 3 boroughs, in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, and here, Manhattan as well. And this all started from a small pilot of just friends I know in the industry, independent scene. Hey, come through a TV show. We just want to show love. Yeah. They came through. They killed it. You know, we had all the tools we needed. And the team at the time, and we made it happen. And we started hearing the word of mouth. That's what's the big key about that. Word of mouth. Oh, yo, they got a TV show for artists, and they don't even, like, they just showing love. Yeah. So we was like, come through, like, everybody got a crack. Come through. And everyone was like, yo, and it started becoming gradually more people interested in the show and what we provide for them. And that's what we wanted. We kind of like wanted that plateau, because we know, as, you know, being an independent artist, the struggle is real. Yeah. And I've been through situations, my trials and errors, and, you know, unfortunately, it made me realize this is something that I really want to continue doing. So after all these years, we build, you know, a platform for these artists and anybody to be there, to voice be heard. We, you know, from the TV point on, I said to my manager, I said, what's another way artists or people want to be heard? Radio. So I said, you know what? I did my research. I checked with people and how God works in mysterious ways. I was friends with the manager for DTF Radio, not even knowing it on Facebook. Oh. And I was trying to call them. I said, they don't have a number. So I'm like, this is God right here. I'm telling you, people. True story. So, and I mind you, I spoke to him a long time ago. So I said, let me go. And I said, get out of here. And I was like, no. And then I'm hitting him. It's like, yo, what's up, bro? I was like, oh, so we had a meeting, we spoke, and I said, hey, listen, this is the concept of what we do, all for it. And that's how we did the radio show. And again, knocking. Next year, in January, we'll be making 3 years strong, people. Nice. Thank you for the Vero Spotlight Radio Show. Cheap plug, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Time at DTF Radio. You're welcome, guys.
DTF show, man, love.
Yeah. You're very nice.
That's really cool though, because I love to hear about platforms that last some years.
Yes,
and keep going or still going, because you know, a lot of people start things because there's a hype.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I feel like I need to be doing something, and everybody is doing podcasting, or everybody's doing radio, or everybody's doing this, and then, you know, times get hard where it starts to die down.
Yes.
You know, and eventually it'll pick back up, or your content will continue to attract the people that you've already brought in, and it'll continue to grow on its own. Definitely. But I find that people try a lot of things, and then it's like, okay, a year later, they're not around.
Exactly. It's trial and error. I realized, and this was not all given to me. This was like hard work.
Yes.
And we were just starting out with pilots, and we were just like, let's test it out, see if it becomes a failure. Hey, we'll do something else. And with the TV thing, it was just amazing because we saw people like literally hitting up. Where can I be on the show? Hit me up. Let me know. Like, they were like crack babies. I'm like, yo, listen, calm down. Inboxes, calm down. You know? Yeah. But I think it was just, you see the manifestation of something that, you know, two people and then a group of team that support the mission to help people, because we know in New York City it is a struggle.
Yeah, everybody need to make some money.
Yeah, you know that. And then, of course, in independent scene, everybody's to their own kind of cliques. You know what I'm saying? Well, me, what I wanted to do was as long as you got talent and you got something to bring, this is for you guys. That's why it's the Vero G Spotlight. And like I said, now with the radio, this is something else. I told you, God is good, people. God is good. Listen, guys, God is good. How I did with the magazine, there was a calling. I was in my couch. I passed out. 2 a.m, somebody told me, get up. Mind you, this is all self-taught. Nobody told me this. Something told me, go do a magazine. I did the first sample. Looked like kind of fish. I was like, okay, I got to work on this template. Got to work on this, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just get a little fresh on it, you know. So then the first official issue, I got my artist. Well, my friend of mine, he's a friend of mine, Real Lyrics. He was on the cover. And it was the fish. I said, yo, this is hot. I made this. This is really cool, man. So, make the short story shorter. All these, now we just made 3. Again, I have to knock. This is all God. This is all God's mission. So taught. Nobody taught me. I tried ever. But listen, all this is still for the people out there listening right now. For them. And these are opportunities that other people will never gotten. Because a lot of these, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it real. A lot of these other publications, I give love for them. But some of them, they kind of rip off these artists.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I gotta be honest, and you know what we do. I have never changed my prices. Just now, because we just hit the 3rd year mark. But prior to that, I'm still reasonable. I work with people. You know, I understand we have families, we have situations.
Yeah, but business is business.
Yeah, but the same thing is, this is the real purpose of these platforms we build, from the build up.
Yeah.
With no help, all in our pockets. To this day, we don't have a sponsorship. It's a sponsorship, but we're okay. Because we got God, and we got people that are going to keep helping invest in our own brand. And it's about love. It's about genuine love. And that's what we need in this world. We have a wicked world we live in where everybody's about themselves.
Right.
We have to help and unite with one another. That's what we need more than ever.
I can definitely agree. However...
Yes.
Let's talk about the dirty side.
Ooh, let's get it.
Right? So
let's get it.
I'm always the one to stir the pot a little bit.
Oh,
so, so we know that, you know, businesses driven by passion can be beautiful things, and they can grow into multi-million-dollar projects. However, bills aren't paid on love. So
that is so true. I can tell you the struggles.
Yeah. So how do we get from just essentially a passion project,
yes,
right? Something that we're doing just because we're passionate about it, because we want to support people in our, you know, community. We want to you know, put a hand out there to continue to lift other people up that are like us, you know, so that they can get to a certain level.
Definitely. How
do we transition that into an actual business? Because one thing that I've learned from very many people is that it is a business because it makes money, right? So we have side hustles and we have these things that are driven by, like I said, your passion, by your love for it. But it becomes a business when you're making money off of it, you're starting a profit. The only way for these things to continue to grow is because it has to pay for itself.
Yes.
So that you can continue to generate more revenue so that it can continue to grow and it can expand so that your brand expands as well. So what are your thoughts on that? And how do you feel about that thought process in what people maybe a year or two would have considered radio, magazine, podcasting, all dying journalism or dying types of business?
I'm gonna just say from my own personal experience with this situation, I learned from trial and error because nobody taught me this. I learned and on my own. I never went to communication school or college or that. I went to school for medical, wholly different industry. And I'm like, I'm not with this no more. I'm not doing blood. I'm not doing other stuff, Yeah. So I just feel like down the line, when I got into this thing, I felt like, if you have a passion for it, in due time, I guess bills have to do with get paid. You're gonna let me correct myself. The negative situation I've been through many times where, you come across people that they'll kind of play grind games with you. Oh, I got you, or I'll pay you when I get my next check. I've been that to this very day. I have to deal with some of those situations. How I handle it is I say, okay, from now on, if you don't give me a deposit by a certain date, then you're no longer going to be part of whatever I'm doing because I have to pay bills.
Right.
I have fees I have to pay monthly or annually, depending what it is. So this is not just a charity organization. This is a business. And a lot of people don't understand what you have to put. I'm not yet LLC, but I'm still looking into getting into that. But a lot of people don't understand there's a lot of things behind the scenes you have to build to make your business what it is.
Yes.
Being an LLC, if you want to be nonprofits, 501c plan, organization we call it. It's all this paperwork and money behind you have to invest to get yourself established. A lot of people don't understand that. So when the times, like for example, right now we're just a self-employed, as we call it, and we've been doing this on loan. And the times when we what we charge is not really much,
right?
Pretty much cheap. And we tell these like artists or what it can say people that, hey, listen, this is what we do. We have situations. This is the truth, people. They'll come to us. They don't even have the time to investigate or look. Google. I just did this out this week. Google me, people. I'm not cocky. I'm not about it because at the end of the day, receipts shows everything. But they come and they be like disrespectful, especially being a woman in this industry.
Yeah.
Being a minority, we know how it is. We have to really fight hard now to show these men that we are also equally the same and we could work as the same way as, whatever the case may be. So back to the story, I see, when these artists or people come at you, oh, I don't pay. I love this story.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't pay or I'm entitlement. I said, well, okay, you go to the studio. You tell the engineer you don't pay? They got to pay light. They got to pay for all this other stuff. You got toilet tissue, right? You got to wipe what, right? So there's no such thing as free. People understand you run a business, either if it's a sole proprietor or if you're still with an LLC, no matter what case may be, you run a business. And I come across situations recently and not too long ago, a while back, situations of that matter. So I said from now on, I put my foot down. If you don't put a deposit or you don't put full payment by a certain deadline, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah.
And you, as a woman, especially in this industry, like I said, you have to be a little more stern because they will take full advantage. And I've been too many times in that situation. And that's why Gemini Stacks knows, he could tell you. He knows the game. I said, you know what? They're not going to play these games with me no more. I'm done. And that's the unfortunate backlash of going through as a small business, as they call it. Being in this industry or trying to have your own platform and help people. You're gonna come through these terms,
right? You're
gonna come to these situations with people, and you're just not have to handle them, and do it professionally and courtesy. But at the same time, they have to understand things are running around deadlines. things are run by a professional time, and if they don't respect it, then they could go elsewhere. That's
right.
it. Yeah,
that is a whole fact. I was told that I need a shark in my business.
Ooh.
Yes, because I am too passive.
I feel you.
And it's so funny to me to hear that, because I never identified myself as passive in business. Never. VJ could tell you. Yeah, I'm not. I think it's that one person that sees me that way, because I'm passive with him.
Oh, okay.
But outside of him, like I don't find myself that way. But I like the fact that you touched on that topic the way you did, because people tend to lose the fact that, like I said, it has to make money to be a business. But when you're doing something that you love, you're doing it for a different reason. You're not doing it because it's gonna make you money.
Of course not.
Right? Yeah. That's the whole purpose of it. Yeah. However, there's that side that really sucks, because you get to a point where so many things happen in this space of what you love, and you get the artists, or you get the people, or the clientele, or whatever, because it depends on whatever it is that you do, that, doesn't want to pay a deposit, or doesn't want to pay for the service because they feel like they're at a certain level, so they're doing you a favor by being involved.
Oh, yeah.
Or, they don't feel like they have to promote because of X, Y, or Z reason, or, and there's so many things, and it gives you a bad taste in your mouth.
Oh God, yes.
In association to something that you're passionate about.
That's true. I'm just gonna throw it in there, ladies, as well, to you as well, sir. And I feel like there have been times where I literally tell people, "Don't worry about it, I got you," and I've done that so many times, because sometimes, at the end of the day, it is a business, but sometimes, because like you said, you want to help people, you say, you know what, I'm gonna look out for you, and I've done that many times.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm not all about just mindset. You ain't paying, whatever. There's times I'll literally help people, because I've seen the struggle, and I know to this day how hard it is out there.
Yeah.
That's why I said there are times that I will help people and say, I got you, and I would literally help them. So it's just about how you work around with people and how they work with you.
Yeah.
It's just like in a matter of knowing your boundaries and knowing your limits in business, because business and personal can get very interconnected.
Yeah.
And you have to have a straight hedge boundary.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't, it's gonna wash with the water. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact.
And I'm glad you brought it up like that, because
thank you.
There's so many times where I've had it in my own personal journey. I know almost everybody around this table can get into that conversation of, somebody, you want to help somebody. You see them, you want to help them, and you see the potential in what they're doing, or who they are, whatever it is. And so you invest your personal resources, whether it be on their platform or whatever, and then they just return you with entitlement.
Yeah.
And you're like,
preach.
I didn't have to do this.
Right.
Exactly. I don't have to do anything.
Right. Exactly.
And so it starts and I realize that's something that I guess every entrepreneur has to go through in their own way, to develop that boundary of getting played one too many times, getting taken advantage of one too many times. Nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I had that just this week in my own personal life, where I thought I was talking to somebody who seemed so down, and they had so much, going on in their life, and I wanted to pour so much positivity into them. And then they turned around and was upset because they didn't have my attention at a drop of a dime. And I'm like, do you know who I am?
Like, do
you understand that there's so many people wanting my attention right now that I'm not giving? Yeah. And I'm giving you my attention because I feel like you deserve it. And that's how you're going to... Bye.
Drop it like it's hot.
Bye.
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't even need to explain myself anymore. Bye. Because you obviously don't recognize the blessing that I am. And that's fine. but I don't need to bless you anymore.
Played yourself.
Yeah, I don't need to bless you anymore. That's good.
Oh yeah, now.
That's a fact. Like
that is a whole fact. See, and that's what bothers me about just like people in general, personal, business, whatever. How dare you?
Every time, how dare you?
Have entitlement over how you feel I should think, speak, what I should be doing. No, I don't care.
I don't care at all. At all.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, again, that's why I say everybody has to go through it, right?
Yeah.
Because I understand in the beginning, you know, you're trying to figure out your self-worth, you're trying to figure out where you fit in and all of these things. And so you're like, you're easier to take, to go the extra step or the extra mile. But at a certain point, even if like you are running completely in your own lane, like you're making your own highway going left and everybody else is going right, at a certain point, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I came real far.
Yeah.
And no one could take that away from you. No one could take the steps that you done took to get where you are, even if that's halfway to the journey. And you got to recognize in your step that you walk a little stronger now. That your steps come with a lot more passion. The steps come with a lot more authority. And you can't let nobody say nothing to you. Even if they're going to be mad at you, even if they're going to feel like, oh, you can humble yourself. No. Because you know when you got to be humble. You know when to turn up. And life will check you. So let life check you. Don't let somebody else check you. Because when you get too big, life will bring your ass back down the side every single time.
Preach.
So when life brings you back down the side, listen. But until then, don't let nobody take your crown, your title, your movement, and make you feel like you should do something a certain way. Because nobody can see the vision that you got. Even if they standing right next to you, they cannot see the vision you got. And it's only up to you to stick to it because you know why you started. You know where you're headed. You know why you do what you do. And you got to stick to that. You always got to stick to that. You always got. You know how many people tell me, like, at least once a week, somebody's like, VJ, you'll be so much further if you just focus on I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Because that wouldn't be me.
Right.
That wouldn't be me. That'd be somebody else focus on that one thing, and then let them do that.
Yeah.
But because I'm the collection of all these experiences. I'm a collection of all these things that I do. I'm a collection of all this energy that I put out, and people love that. Yeah. So no, I will not simplify myself to do anything. I believe in my journey, and I will make it when I'm supposed to make it, where I need to make it. I don't live my success by nobody else's methods or standards.
You gotta talk about VJ. You are going off right now.
Listen,
I'm loving this. I'm like, you go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
It's been
Preach
a week,
it.
man.
Preach.
It's been a week.
Oh man. Feel like we ain't talk at all this week. I know a whole lot of
So holding it in.
That's crazy. All right. So as our time starts to wind down, I know.
Fun, man.
What? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. What is next for you? So you said that you recently dropped a music video.
Yes.
So you're still doing music?
Yes.
Okay. Because in the beginning, I think it may have been misconstrued that you may not be doing music anymore. No. Okay. So you're
music
still
is always
heavy. Yeah, still heavy in the music. Okay. Great. Do you have any other projects dropping soon or?
Yeah, definitely. So
talk about it.
Not a problem. So again, guys, the Alive single is out now at all digital platforms. Check that out. The video is also out now. You guys go check it on YouTube. And also we have on our Roku channel, Vero G Spotlight Network. So check that out. Thank you. I'm trying. Try.
You're doing.
Right.
Thank you. Also the 5th EP album, which is out since last year. It's called Here I Am. So you can check that out on all digital platforms. The 6th EP album will be coming out next year called Energy. So that's definitely coming out. I'm excited.
Yes.
You should. Yes. And I'm working on. Thank you. I'm working on more new music, more singles. Stay tuned for that. More visuals than that. Besides that, yeah, I'm still working on more. I don't want to say too much on here, but just stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's more projects I'm working on, more collaborations, and and more things to come. And
do you have any events coming up?
Actually, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I was like, my mind's everywhere today. Oh yes. November 25th, we have an event coming up in Manhattan, and it's gonna be called. I forgot what he put the name of it, but it's Gemini, do you know the name? No. Who's Next Showcase.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Okay. So we're doing that on November 25th. That'll be in Manhattan. Secret location. If you're interested, you can hit me up on the inbox. We are looking for a few more artists out there who are interested to come through, and it will be filmed for TV as well. So, and we have some prizes. A little something for the artists, and whoever wins, and just come through, have a good time, and it'll be in the bar and. Grill, so we have a good time.
Nice.
You already know.
So the 25th. Is that Thanksgiving? What day is Thanksgiving?
That's right. I think right around that week, I think, right?
I think that Friday.
So it's like, eat your turkey.
Friday.
Yeah, eat your turkey and come through, man. Gobble, gobble, And like I said, we have that event coming up.
Okay, yeah, it's Friday.
No problem. It's from 9 p.m. To midnight. And then we have the same location, different date at December 17th. So we have openings now for artists who are interested. Come through and be a part of it.
And these are your events?
I'm like
your partner.
Yeah, with my other business partner. So we are working on that. So yeah, we've been took a break, hiatus because the recession the inflation we're living right now is really bad. So yeah, don't get me started. But
if you can tell your old self anything, so that other people that's been in your predicament, to the multifaceted queen that you've grown to and evolved to, what would you tell her, upcoming Vero G?
That's a lot. Exactly. I don't know for now, but I would say honestly, guys, talking to my younger self, I would say be patient. Know that you're gonna go through bumps in the road, and know that down the line, your consistency and your patience and your humbleness will come far.
I sure.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. Actually, now that you do that, to wrap this up, I do want to go around the table. I want to hear what everybody has to say to their younger self.
Ooh, okay.
Dang, now I got things.
You put me in the spot,
That was a great question, so I like that. I want to keep that same energy. Empress, what about you?
I would tell a younger me that the fight is worth the journey. She has underestimated so many of her gifts and her talents, and she has overcame so much, and she still fights. I would tell her that the journey is beautiful. Watch where you plant your seeds and water them sparingly, and that blossoms. Like, I'm the rose in the concrete, and I'm reflected with my garden. So I would tell her, listen, baby, it gets better. It gets better with time, mama. It gets better with time. We just starting the seasons of reason. So, like, you're a boss. You're a boss now.
That's right.
First day of co-host of Making Moguels. Okay. Like, you manifesting millions now. Come on, E.
Put the card in there.
Give yourself grace. I would tell her, give yourself grace.
Yes.
Give yourself grace.
Oh, my gosh.
Damn, I'm going to have to ask you.
Yeah, got you on the spot.
Man, I would tell younger me to just keep doing what she was doing. Because
she was a boss. She was a beast. I be seeing her on this day, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This is fucking insane.
No, that's good.
It's dope. It's really inspiring. Like, it's because Dom been doing fucking model shows and videos and podcast. It's just like so inspirational. Like, what the fuck? Modeling. Like, yo,
that'd be the funniest thing when people bring that up. They be like,
Dom
was a rapper.
Yep, Dom was a rapper.
Dom. Drop us some old shit.
Come on. 16 bars right now. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that, VJ.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, it would be the people like him that keep the light shining and the light real dim.
Like, what don't you do? What don't you do? What the fuck?
And all I know is, like, for me, I've been doing this so long, and I'm surprised that I'm not tired. Oh. You know what I mean? Right. Like I do get to these points where it's just like, oh my God, like what am I doing? I need to, I'm getting older. I need to make some different choices. I can't even say better choices. I've done a lot of great and amazing things. But I think, like I said, I would just tell myself to keep doing what I'm doing and maybe not to put a timeline on things.
Right.
Because that was my biggest thing. I was like, by 30, I turned 30 a couple of weeks ago, guys.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, like I would tell myself, by 30, I want to be here and I want to do this. And it's crazy because, like, aside from the amount of money I said that I wanted to have, I've done most of the things that I said that I wanted to do by this age. So now it's just like, all right, I can map out the next 10 years because I want to retire by 40. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes,
Mm-hmm.
So,
nice. I like that.
Me.
I like that. So, for me, I would tell myself, one, you were right. You have always been right. No one else needs to see it. No one else needs to understand it. But you were right this whole time. Because when I started, I was very, very sure about what I wanted to do in my own head. Yeah. But the minute I start talking to people, I get shaky. And well, if I really just want it. Nah, bro, speak with your chest, bro. Because you developing everything you did and everything you do made you uniquely qualified for every single experience that you will experience from that moment on. So you was never wrong, bro. You was never wrong. And the one thing I would say is invest less in other people and more in yourself. Because I will not say do not invest in those other people, but take those as lessons for you. Take those as experiences and how you can treat people, how you can train people, how you can bestow wisdom on people, and be it less about them and their outcome and more about what you get out of it. And therefore, nothing you ever did will ever feel like a waste.
Yeah.
Because you gained something, you learned something about yourself, even in passing on to something else.
Yes.
And so with those two things,
those are some great things. I think everybody around the table definitely said some impactful things, and your younger yous would be so proud.
So fucking proud.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, amazing. I'm telling you, the energy in this room is crazy. Well, though, the next show is not on air tonight. Oh. Happy birthday, Kanika.
Happy birthday, Kanika.
We're still gonna wrap up, kind of on time.
Yay.
So tell them where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So quickly, my social media, my Instagram is @officialverog. My website is www.verogmusic.com. I call it my Facebook artist page @VERO2884. Twitter, same thing @VERO2884. Everywhere you go, like the Vero G, the number of things, you already know. You can find me there, Yeah, exactly. What he just said. Just Google me, people, all right?
Yes,
Vero G the dot.
That is a flex. When you can tell people to Google you.
Hey, now.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I used to swear by that. I used to be like, oh, you have questions? Just go Google me. Like...
Oh, that's so true.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not today's price.
Yes. Amen. Yes.
Empress, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram _Melanin Royalty. You can follow my business page _Empress Each. I'm with the good vegan soul food, baby. Holla at me. My Facebook page is @Empress. Name gonna pop up, picture gonna pop up, big smile, great teeth. That's me. Yeah, and then you're going to catch us here every Monday making Moguels babies. So make sure y'all tuned in. Make sure y'all following the page. Make sure y'all following Dom. Make sure y'all following VJ. Like, don't play around. Like, do not play around.
Y'all hear that?
Say with your chest.
Ooh, wow.
V.
Listen.
If y'all ain't find him by now, y'all ain't been looking hard enough.
Because I'm Vijano, the one and only. Thank you. It's Vijano on Instagram. It's Vijano on Facebook. It's King Cosmic on Twitter, but that's a whole nother story. Don't look me up on Twitter because I don't be on Twitter.
It's that King Cosmic, don't look him up. What's on your Twitter?
Hold on now. Let me break this down again.
Listen, we just gonna leave Twitter alone because Twitter's a dangerous place.
That's a story.
Yes.
And so, I mean, again, if you ain't find me, then you wasn't looking hard enough. And if you end up in Italy, you went too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that add-on.
Too far.
I like that add-on. All right, and it's your favorite Dime. You can find me on Instagram at Dime Smith.
That's Dime with a Y, not an I.
Okay, and make sure y'all follow us on the gram, the Making Mogul Show. We got a whole lot of dope stuff coming up. I'm very excited to see where the platform goes. We got Empress in our corner now. Okay, she gonna hold it down, huh, VJ?
That's a fact.
And
we gonna cook things up for y'all. We
gonna shake up the room. Shaking tables.
That's gonna be nice. Make sure y'all tap in with the Instagram. Make sure y'all follow us on Facebook.
Yes.
Definitely join our Facebook group because we drop resources in there like every day. Like, I just be finding new shit just to share, just to send in there. Like, oh, here you go. Wow. So we want y'all to win. So either you win with us or you watch us win. So that's on you.
Facts. So catch us next week between 7 and 8 p.m. On Xtreme 104 FM. It is the Making Mogul Show.
Gang.
And we out.
Bow.